anime has that one moment where the strongest character completely breaks the scale. Like, they flex so hard that the entire cast and even the fans are left speechless. These are the best moments when the strongest character in anime flexed too hard.
草原に霧が立ち込めるのは日食の時。そんなのめったに来ないでしょ。
問題ない。いい、グネオス。星の一つ動かせぬ俺ではない。
Starting off the list with Arnos Voldigode from the Misfit of Demon King Academy. Forget everything you thought was strong in anime. This man exists on a whole other level. Imagine having the kind of power that allows you to bend the universe to your will. That's exactly what this Demon King is capable of. While most characters would struggle to destroy planets, Arnos literally moves the moon into place for a solar eclipse, controlling its momentum so precisely that it doesn't even crack. The moon must be like, I really should quit this job. Even using only a fraction of his power, Arnos demonstrates why he's called the GOAT, the ultimate demon king, and a character so overpowered that physics itself seems optional.
King Crimson! カストマの動きややった、勝った、終わったまずい、ジャルノ・ジョバーナこれがレクイエム。
When it comes to the strongest anime characters flexing, Giorno rewrote the definition of victory itself against Diavolo. With Gold Experience Requiem, Giorno casually defeats cause and effect, meaning no matter what Diavolo does, he can't reach the outcome he wants. It was pretty clear from that moment that Diavolo could not defeat Giorno. Like, victory was out of the question because victory itself had abandoned him. Diavolo activates his time skip, tries to change fate, and still ends up right back at square one, helpless. The fight becomes less about fists and more about Giorno showing that the universe itself bends around his will. Fate really refused to acknowledge Giorno's existence, and he was left to suffer in an endless loop. It's the kind of flex that makes you question how anyone else in JoJo's universe could possibly measure up.
おいで、マキア、すべてを壊す。
Shigaraki waking up and casually erasing an entire city with his decay is nothing but pure horror. One second it's superhero battles, the next it's a post-apocalyptic wasteland, all thanks to a single man. Bro really activated the crumbling, get it? With his quirk, and no one was safe from it, apart from those who got away in time. This was the exact point where MHA stopped being hopeful and became terrifying. Redestro even calls him the most liberated quirk user, and he's not lying, you know. Shigaraki's decay became so refined and powerful that even touching the ground was enough to erase everything in range. Let's be real, your room is more than a room. It's a shrine. And if you're a true fan, you know a shrine isn't complete without some serious flexes. And the anime merch, they get it. They're not here to sell you junk that belongs in a filler episode. They're here to give your setup the kind of glow up that even Goku would be impressed by. Their figures, they're so detailed, you'll be staring at them for so long that you'll pull a Zorro and get lost. These aren't the kind of cheap figures where Naruto looks like he's having a mid-shadow clone crisis. These are the ones that make your friends say, damn, is that Gear 5 Luffy? And let's discuss the atmosphere. Why turn on a lame overhead light when you can power up your room with a lamp that feels like you've just unleashed a Rasengan. Their night lamps don't just glow, they're the perfect partner for those just one more episode sessions that last until dawn. Your room deserves its own epic opening theme. Stop waiting around like a filler character and start living like the main character. Power up your setup now and use Vini for 10% off your entire order. I've already placed my order, so now it's your turn. Click the link in the description and use code Vini for 10% off your entire order.
来るか。なんだそれは。よしだ最大マリア。いやそれだけじゃない。大気中のエネルギーも。異質正体不明。 嘘だろ取り抜けないからああ僕って凡人だったんだな
Honestly, this is one of the scariest and most unforgettable flexes in anime. Up until now, Mob's whole focus has been about suppressing his emotions. He doesn't want his psychic powers to define him, but when the lid of his bottled emotions snaps, we get %%, a state so unpredictable, even Mob himself has no idea what's happening. That's what makes this one of the hardest flexes in anime. There's just no way anyone is feeling safe against Mob in this state. Friends, enemies, and even Mob himself. Nobody knows if he's gonna save lives or destroy everything in sight. When %% takes over, you're not watching a kid with psychic powers anymore, you're watching an uncontrollable force of nature. That's a flex beyond strength. Next up, we've got a scene that proves age is just a number when you're built like a walking arsenal. The moment he appears from the shadow, it's already clear that this is no old man. This is a walking disaster, a monster in a human form. Gaku quickly realizes the hard way that walls aren't enough to stop him. Even the environments bend to Takamura's presence, and what should have been a tense fight quickly turns into a showcase of absolute skill and aura. The background music, the timing of his swings, and the way he dominates the space all scream this is a master at work. Gaku can try, but even the most desperate tactics crumble against a force that's not just strong, but untouchable. Watching Takamura in action is like seeing what decades of skill, ruthlessness, and calm composure look like when used without mercy, and it's absolutely thrilling.
Yes, まさか7万人を一瞬で
Moving on, we've got the kind of scene that takes overpowered to an entirely new level. Ain's old gown, the absolute ruthless of a man, obliterates, terrifies, and even demands applause while flexing. In a single jaw-dropping spell, he wipes out 70,000 soldiers in an instant, showing the true scale of his dark, godlike power. His magic is Lovecraftian level horrifying. He summons the Dark Young, offspring of a cosmic outer god, and the sheer presence of these eldritch monstrosities sends the enemy army into chaos. Even allies are shocked, unsure if they can survive being near him. It's a perfect example of just how terrifying it is to face someone on a completely different level. Being in the wrong place at the wrong time with Ain's around means instant doom.
そんなに怖いですか
私が
Up next, we're diving into a moment that turns Gintama's intensity up to 11, Utsuro going toe-to-toe with some of the strongest characters in the series. And by going toe-to-toe, I mean pure humiliation. We can see Sogo, one of the most sadistic and fearless characters in the series, sweating bullets even before he sees Utsuro. He just knows he's in deep trouble here. That alone tells you so much about this monster. This isn't a normal battle. This is absolute despair walking onto the battlefield. The guy makes seasoned killers feel powerless, and even the most battle-hardened veterans can't hide their fear. And when his theme starts playing, it's pure chills. With this scene, it's pretty clear that Utsuro is a force beyond comprehension. Watching him dominate the battlefield makes you simultaneously in awe, terrified, and glued to every second. Are you enjoying this video? Please give the video a like so that I know. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Alright, time to check out the next entry.
Nanda, 言ってみろ。
読めるのか。
言ってみろ。
お許しくださいませ、樋口様。どうかお慈悲を。お邪魔。なんでこんなことに。おしまいだ。戦って勝てるはずもない。逃げるしか。愚かだな。やられている。なぜだ。
But the real horror creeps in when Muzan shows up and proves why he's an absolute nightmare. This is the moment he systematically kills the lower moons, and let me tell you, it's terrifying and cold as ice. Now, these lower demons had only one goal in the series, to survive, and when they can't deliver what they're asked to, they know they're done for, and Muzan doesn't spare anyone. And by anyone, I mean anyone. He reads their minds, catches every hesitation, every fear, every tiny thought of disobedience, and punishes them instantly. He sees who's cowardly, who's weak, and who can follow orders, and takes them out one by one. Even those trying to manipulate him, like Enmu, are walking a razor's edge. He spares only those who amuse him or pass his twisted test. The entire scene oozes dread, and you just feel it in your chest. No one survives Muzan's wrath unless he decides you do.
みんな無事なのか。ご苦労だった人柱諸君。さらばだ諸君。太陽を作ることさえ可能なのだ。解き放ってみようか。
Next up, we have Father from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, the real threat. And when he flexes on everybody by creating a miniature sun in his hand, I mean, that's batshit insane. This is a condensed, life-devouring core of pure alchemical power. The heat, the light, the sheer destructive force radiating from that tiny sphere make everything around him look like toys in comparison. It's just shocking how effortlessly he pulls out something like this. In that moment, Father is the definition of omnipotence, bending the very laws of the world to his will. Every other character, no matter how skilled or determined, is operating on a fraction of what he can do. This man reshapes reality itself, and that's why he stands at the very top as the strongest in the series. A villain who makes even the most epic heroes feel small.
Nanda, この怪物は。死ねねえもんだな。おお、やるしかねえのか。腐ってり、整えろ。始めようぜ。
Kaido's entire existence was a big flex. It literally redefined what it meant to even exist as a villain. His intro was basically him falling from the heavens, crashing into the ground, and crawling out of the crater, complaining about a headache. That's cinema. That's Oda saying, yeah, this is the strongest creature alive, deal with it. This is a man who's been captured, tortured, and even tried to off himself dozens of times and still walks away without a scratch. He's too strong to kill, too stubborn to fall, and too dangerous to ignore. So when this man shows up, it's pretty clear that this man will bend the world of One Piece to his will. Imagine being an extremely OP character and having to fight yourself. Well, good luck to your allies because they're gonna need it. Frieren versus Frieren is exactly that kind of fight where you're constantly looking out for the characters that aren't the MC. Sure, Fern, being Frieren's prodigy, is pretty capable, but she hasn't fought anyone as strong as her master. Frieren's clone pulls out the kind of moves that leaves our jaws on the floor, and even her basic skills can take out any poor soul in front of her. This just shows how much Frieren is actually holding back, and this fight pits them against a Frieren whose main intention is to kill. Her death stare says it all. And then we get to one of the most spine-chilling moments in all of anime. Eren starting the rumbling. The second he convinces Ymir and unleashes the founding titan's power, everything changes. Walls that stood for over a century come crashing down, releasing countless colossal titans like it's the apocalypse on command. The sound, the scale, the sheer terror of it all. It's like the entire planet just realized they were living under a loaded gun this whole time, and Eren finally pulled the trigger. It was world-ending. Like, where's everybody gonna run to? There's no place for them to hide. The roar, the lightning, the sight of those giants marching forward. It's both peak and absolute dread rolled into one.
もはやどうやって戦いというのですか。
ここの禅王様にも聞くかなこれ。禅王様。
僕のこと呼んだ？
ほら、悟空っちゅんだ。
ひどいね。何もないね。
あいつがやったんだ。
こんな世界。
Next up, we've got Zeno showing why he's the ultimate authority in Dragon Ball. The moment Zamasu fuses with the sky, spreading across the entire universe like some twisted god of existence, everyone's panicking. Trunks, Goku, and Vegeta literally have nothing left. They're staring at a villain who's become reality itself. And then Zeno shows up. This tiny, innocent-looking god just pops in, takes one look at the chaos, and doesn't even break a sweat. With a wave, the entire corrupted timeline, Zamasu included, gets erased from existence. Zamasu becomes this all-powerful abomination, and Zeno deletes him like he's swiping a screen. That's peak flex energy when the final boss of the arc gets treated like a bug under Zeno's foot. That's why Zeno is terrifying. Now we've got the moment that cemented Saitama as a legend. His serious punch against Boros in One Punch Man. Boros unleashes his ultimate move, the collapsing star roaring cannon, an attack so strong it could wipe countries off the map. Any other hero would be done for, but Saitama just throws what he calls a serious punch, and the clash literally parts the clouds across the entire planet. Like daylight punches through the atmosphere because Baldy got slightly serious. What makes this even crazier is the fact that Boros wasn't weak. He's a conqueror who destroyed planets, regenerated from insane damage, and still pushed Saitama further than anyone else. But in the end, he wasn't defeated by the punch itself. The shockwave of the power overpowered his ultimate attack and killed him. Saitama didn't even connect directly. Boros got the honor of being finished by a serious move, not because Saitama had to, but because he respected Boros enough to make the fight feel like it mattered.
それはダメだ。同じ女ならバカにしない
今のお前らは。
で。よっしゃー。
Up next, we've got one of the most surreal battles in Naruto. Naruto and Sasuke versus Kaguya Otsutsuki. Forget Madara, forget Obito. This is the final boss of final bosses. The literal mother of chakra who treats god-tier shinobi like kids in a playground. The second she shows up, you can feel that fear. Naruto and Sasuke, who've already fought through a war of monsters, suddenly look like they're trapped in a horror game. Her presence alone is crushing. Her power bending space, reality, and dimensions like they're nothing. Kaguya could melt through Sasuke's Susanoo, warp them into lava dimensions, and stalk them like prey. Naruto's clones, Sasuke's strategies, even teamwork felt like desperate plays just to stay alive. And yet, the desperation is what makes the fight legendary. It's the series showing us just how small even the strongest shinobi are against the origin of all chakra.
まだ早い。
これが王。
女王様。
二度言わせるな。地層を用意せ。
Next up, we've got one of the most chilling arrivals in anime history, the birth of Meruem in Hunter x Hunter. The Chimera Ant Queen was in agony, begging for more time, but her child wasn't about to wait for permission. With a single command, silence, he ripped his way into existence, killing his own mother in the process. From the very moment he was born, Meruem wasn't some helpless infant. He came out as a fully formed king, towering over the royal guards who were frozen in shock. The sheer audacity of his birth set the tone for everything that followed. He was too early, yes, but even in that premature state, he radiated power that crushed the hunters' hopes before the fight had even begun. This was the moment where Jinwoo stopped looking like a hunter and started looking like a monster the world could barely comprehend. The fight kicks off with pure chaos. Beru lunges in with that terrifying speed and animalistic rage, and Jinwoo meets him blow for blow like it's nothing. The animators turn this whole fight into a blur of blue and red energy streaks across the battlefield. So fast, even S-rank hunters couldn't process what they were seeing. Most of this fight is shown through Beru's panic. His fear rises with every second as he realizes Jinwoo is untouchable. At that moment, Sung Jinwoo was the real king standing before his prey. Moving on, we've got a Reality Warper in all of his aura-farming way of showing us his overwhelming power. Now, this fight has everything. Into the Spider-Verse, dimension hopping, unbothered flexing, long action scenes, you name it, okay? X shows up on the streets, and suddenly the entire Hero Commission is scrambling and failing spectacularly to even land a hit. From turning billboards into cars to casually redirecting attacks in mid-air, every move feels effortless yet jaw-dropping. It's wild how X doesn't need screen time or over-the-top dramatics to dominate. He's in total control, playing with powers that bend dimensions, physics, and common sense. Even the heroes meant to catch him are like puppies to this guy. His expressions don't change for even a second through his chaos. That's the level of unbothered I wish to be. By the end, you're left in awe, wondering if anyone in that universe could even touch him without getting completely clowned on.
Kai.
If every fight we've talked about so far felt godlike, this one takes it to a whole new level. The second Sukuna drops his domain, the battlefield turns into a slaughterhouse, slashing everything in existence like reality turned into a scribbled paper. Mahoraga, the divine wheel, is supposed to be the ultimate counter, an adaptive beast that can evolve past everything, and for a moment, it does actually keep up, regenerating and shifting its tactics while Sukuna toys with it. But Sukuna is just on another level, with feints, fake slashes, and raw skill. In the end, Sukuna makes the divine general learn how to die, corrupting something that was meant to be pure. The so-called ultimate Shikigami gets diced like a side dish, and we're left staring at a villain who mocks the gods while killing them. And with that, we're wrapping up this list of moments when the strongest character in the anime flexed too hard. We're sure we may have missed some of your favorite entries, or at least your ranking would be different from ours, so don't keep us hanging. Be sure to comment below any entrances that you think should have made the list. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe so we show you more of the best moments around. See you next time.